Good morning, one and all present here. My name is Neetha Mariam Abraham. And before I start my talk, I would like to tell a few of my favorite things. I love baking, my family, and my friends. You see how the absence of a comma makes me sound nothing short of a cannibal in the FBI wanted list? For most people, a stray comma isn't the end of the entire world. But in a very few cases, a misplacement of a punctuation mark could cost you huge amounts of money. So, before you call the police on me, let me ask you a question. Did you know that a person has lost not one, but $10 million because of a comma? Talk about an expensive mistake. Imagine if we lost money for every grammatical error we made, and that too in this generation, I would be bankrupt within less than 1 hour. Not that I even have an account in the first place. The truth is, we all don't use proper grammar and punctuation in our day-to-day lives, except for one day in the entire year, and that is during English exam. And let's all be honest right now. We all don't underestimate the value and impact of a comma. So, let's take an example. A very simple statement. A woman without a man is nothing. Let's add punctuation to the statement. Show a raise of hands if you believe that the first sentence is the sentence that is correctly punctuated. Okay, very less number of hands. Alternatively, show a raise of hands if you believe that the second sentence is the sentence that is correctly punctuated. Wow, even more less number of hands. Thank you. As you can see, in both the sentences, initially, they have the same meaning, but that change in a comma resulted in having meaning worlds apart. There is no doubt that punctuations are crucial when it comes to conveying our messages, and I personally believe that they are the backbones of every sentence. Poor punctuation can obscure it and cause misinterpretation. One misunderstood message can sow seeds of chaos, distress, and even deaths. But what does it reap? It reaps none other than 90% of all our problems. Miscommunication. Miscommunication, or worse, no communication, can make us realize the gravity of a simple statement. You see, human survival depends on communication. This is a statement we have been hearing since the beginning of time. The biggest problem of communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Let's take an example. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very relatable. In a class test, your friend is sitting in the opposite corner of the room. She looks at you and she asks you for the answers for the MCQs. You don't notice her. But coincidentally, at that same time, you scratch your nose. So now she's going to assume that the answer to the question is option B. I am sorry for exposing the secrets, but this is an example of how miscommunication leads to betrayal, conflict, and disloyalty. Another notable moment in history where communication has led to devastating consequences is the sinking of the Titanic. I know, the sinking of the Titanic is a tragic example of how miscommunication and the failure to transmit warnings led to far-reaching consequences. The technical limitations delayed in answering distress signals, which contributed to the loss of life. So, to combat this situation, an equation has been developed by an expert, hard-working researcher, none other than me. So, for all the students who have not taken math, let me explain it to you. English minus punctuation is equal to miscommunication. But we all know miscommunication is equal to you're out of luck. And since LHS is equal to RHS, English minus punctuation is equal to you're out of luck. Hence proved. I wish my maths teacher could see me right now. She would be so proud of me. So, now what? What is the solution? How can we avoid another Titanic situation? It's pretty simple. communicate with proper English. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unless you are built in with autocorrect or Grammarly, you cannot communicate with zero errors. Mistakes like punctuation errors or incorrect spellings are reminders that we all need ChatGPT before hitting that send button on our email. I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, being mindful and conscious of the way we talk and type is the first step of gaining clarity. Ultimately, we cannot be perfect at communication, but putting these small efforts can help us not fall into these pitholes of unintended consequences. So whether it's writing a job application or an exam paper, a little extra attention to the words goes a huge way. And double-checking does not hurt anyone. So remember, a comma saves lives. And who knows, maybe the secret to world peace could be a correctly placed comma away. Thank you.